Welcome, boys and girls, to Worldbox. I hope you're all having a wonderful Thanksgiving, or well, lead up to Thanksgiving. We're still spooky here. And how are we going to be spooky on this episode? Well, you ever hear of a night of darkness? Vampires tend to love it? Yeah. Just give this a second.
3:28 a.m.
Jesus Christ, that took forever and I missed a spot. Shit. Hold on. There we go. Now we've done it. Age of Hope? No. Age of Dark. I am quite curious to see, in a world that's all dead, which of the four factions will actually manage to survive. Honestly, it'll probably be the orcs. And they have the first city up. The first two cities up. And the dwarves come in second. Humans came in last. I'm a little surprised. Ooh, the elves haven't settled anywhere. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Even though one dwarven village was destroyed, everyone's off to a good start. They're building up. Let's give them a little speed up here. Dwarves are spreading out. The humans are very spread out. The orcs and elves are staying a little more concise. The elves are really sticking together. I mean, shit, they're practically all neighbors. Humans, on the other hand, have shot out a little, encroaching on elven territory. They're staying a healthy distance away from the orcs, though, who seem to be opting for less cities. Oh, there's first contact between the Holy Yavasi and the Omera Keepers. Ooh, they have honey. You know, once war begins between anyone, this is all gonna go very bad. So let's speed up a little here and see who kicks off the dead wave. I do find this interesting. Every faction is pretty much sticking close, save for this little contingent right here. They decided to branch off and just build here. It seems like the orcs are doing the orcs are just building up their towns. Humanity's kind of expanding, namely the realm of P. The realm of P is just pissing all over the land. Ironic that they're yellow. Well, the Great Ogre is most definitely becoming gray, as I think it's the most powerful one here. If war was to break out, they would definitely win. Look at the old cog. They're building tall! The human and elves are definitely having a lot of border interaction right now. Could spell disaster if war breaks out between them. Meanwhile, the orcs are slowly inching towards the southern human border. But it seems like the dwarves are actually going to be the ones to gain more territory from the orcs. It's my educated guess that the only reason we're not seeing much conflict is due to all this land in the middle. Once it's gone, though, oh, this powder keg's gonna go off. Oh, I saw a war prompt. Who's going to war? The Great Ogre and Ypor. They're going to war. Oh god, the orcs are going to war too. The Tall has decided to build wide. I thought they'd have to reach the center before it happened, but now it's, oh god, it's popping off all over the place. The Tall is most definitely going to win this fight. They got him practically surrounded. And while the Great Ogre is seeming to rival them, in both in population and size. The North is just peaceful. Yeah, there's some, border dispute going on with, some undead that might have spawned, but overall, oh, they might be fucked. Well, we did say we'd have to wait and see who would survive this. Someone tells me the humans aren't going to win this. It's going to come down to the south. It seems like death is going for the legs on the Tall. Now, orcs stand the best chance of fighting off the undead, but, if there's enough undead, you just lose. That's a lot of kings abandoning, and a lot of kings getting killed, and a lot of kings taking over. Oh, humans got some infighting going on. Not the time for that when you got an undead horde pushing up through your borders. The only ones not currently getting affected are the elves and the dwarves. Even though the Great is seemingly having trouble. The Tall seems to be... Oh god, the Tall lost another village. Oh, yep, the horde is just tearing them to shreds. It's already gutted part way through the human realms. Again, the elves are holding strong, and though they have yet to see any actual conflict. The orcs are all but destroyed, save for 2 kingdoms, and the Tall holding out against the tide, but, for how long? Oh, just what the Great needed. An undead horde right in the middle of their kingdom, and a rebellion brewing in the middle of a war. The Tall is barely holding out, while surrounded, and it seems that winter is setting in. Will this play a part on the undead? I have absolutely no clue. It might slow any fires, though, which honestly could hurt the humans more. Finally, the elves are seeing a little conflict here with some wars brewing. Oh, the humans are getting grounded into the background now. The orcs are all gone, save for the red rag, and the tall and the strong. The dwarves are still holding on relatively well. Not as well as the elves. The elves who are currently suffering infighting, which could spell disaster. Again, remember, in order to win this challenge, you have to be the last of your species standing. And then we'll look to see what kingdom lasts longest. If I had to guess, it would probably be either the Sholi or the Great. They would have many dead showing up, so if they could muster some kind of army, they might be able to push back. At least the Sholi's holding. Meanwhile, the elves are getting slowly chipped away at. The orcs pretty much have secured what's left of their board. Oh god, no, never mind, hold on. Undead's pouring in. Yeah, I think we can say that the orcs most definitely lost this one. I do think it's going to be these guys, the Elven Greats. I think they're going to be the ones to survive. Ooh, this is interesting. Though barely alive, they have managed to repel the majority of the dead, though there is a great mass, a horde, one could say, of dead, coming possibly their way. They just need a little provocation. But Sholi may be the one to survive, tucked away deep in the human kingdoms. Meanwhile, the elves are, yes, being torn away at. And still the dwarves find time to infight. God, dwarven grudges know no bounds. The thing is, when you're on this land, any war could spell disaster, as it could lead to a surge of dead. How is the Sholi? Well, they're rebuilding. They have 60 strong. They've even pushed out to another village, but oh no. Why is there always one of these? There's always one, and he's lurking there in the woods waiting for them to try. It would seem the kingdoms over here have come to a ceasefire. Honestly, with so many dead in the world, I can see why. And once more, dwarves are fighting again. Well, we still have one orc village, 2 elven villages, bunch of dwarven ones, and 1 human village. They have a slight advantage. They're far away from all of that. They don't need to worry about being attacked, because anyone who declares war on them needs to cross through this. And I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting this lull in the combat. Yes, there's still invasions going on. The elves have decided to unify by force. Meanwhile, the dwarves are just constantly bickering and fighting each other. The Ore seems to be taking power, though. They definitely have the advantage of the rest. Oh, a new age. An age of hope. Well, that's poetic. We went from the age of darkness to the age of hope. And when you actually look at it, you know, technically, people are holding out right now. When you look at it, there is rebuilding going on. Also, the worst thing that could happen right now is a cross-species war. Because when that happens, it's just killing. And killing tends to turn people into ghosts. Still, though, that might be enough to start bringing up the dead. Let's take a little look-see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, it started. This is how it always starts. Okay, that's a lot of them. Holy shit. And I don't think they have enough arrows to limit their casualties. So, yep, this is about to tear through them. Currently, it's contained to that border right there, but who knows where it will spread. Meanwhile, the Sholi's on their 3rd village. This is honestly the age of hope for them. Yeah, the Sholi just needs to be a little bit careful. Little careful. They do have tons of dead surrounding them. The Elven Kingdoms just got broken in half. Their rebellion to their north just caused a huge outbreak of undead. And they are deciding to go after the rebels. The Ore is looking great. They're conquering everything. And because they're the same species, there's not as much bloodshed. And while the Sholi may have attracted a throng of undead, they may be in trouble. That 3rd village might have been pushing that a little too far. Wow, only 3 left in there. The great truly have fallen. Yeah, the Lorn is most definitely forlorn, it would seem. Well, shockingly, the elves are our first loser. Meanwhile, the dwarves are fighting what looks like a second dead war. And, they're not winning. It's a little too early to say if they're going to lose, but they're not winning. The orcs are actually surprisingly secure in their little village. There's danger on the horizon, but the dwarves gotta deal with that. And remember, this is all about surviving till the end, not about conquering the map. Something that Sholi might be in danger of failing. Yeah, when they attracted a horde, it was too big for them to handle. And I do believe the Sholi are gone. destroyed. The remaining humans are being picked off. And, yeah, now they're dispersed and they're probably all dead. So, that leaves the orcs and the dwarves. Who will live last? The orcs have a pretty large contingent moving in on them. While the Yor, despite their great size, is getting steamrolled. I think we can clearly say it's going to be the dwarves who will come away with this victory, much to my surprise. Ooh, looks like the Ancient R is trying to escape and it failed horribly. Well, this is interesting. Oh, never mind, there they go. Yeah. Wait, there's a hope. There's one hope. One guy who may be fighting. He may end up dying and... Oh god, he's a veteran. He's one-eyed. He's crippled. He's evil. He's a night child. He's savage and has regeneration. We must watch. As long as he doesn't get swarmed, he may just survive, and that regeneration will help him. He just needs to stay low. Something he doesn't seem keen on doing, but again, so long as the numbers that come at him are one at a time, he can hold out. Meanwhile, oh! We need to see what happens here, folks. If he can survive longer than 12 dwarves, 8 dwarves, 6 dwarves, holy shit. Holy shit, the orcs made it. And all because of Dizaz, who is level 8. He's killed 48 of the fuckers. We gotta watch what happens to him. We gotta see his fate. It seems that Dizaz's fate is just to roam the world killing undead. His regeneration never truly let him die.